The objective for this lesson is I can multiply a decimal by a whole number. And we're going to multiply the decimals and whole numbers with two methods. We're going to use a place value chart, and we're going to use an area model first. I want to make sure that you are good with these two methods before we get to the algorithm, because you can always fall back on one of these if you're ever struggling. So using the place value chart, here we have what is going on? We have 3 times 3/10. All right, so remember, when you're multiplying, what that really means is, let's say we're dealing with whole numbers, it just means 5, like if it was 5 times 3 means 5 3s, right? So all this means is we want to have 3 of those. So to multiply using the place value chart, all you have to do is, and again, I think the easiest way for me would be to just do, there's 3/10, right? And you need 3 of them. So there's 1, 2. Now you have 3 3/10. So we know that repeated addition is the same thing as multiplying. So 3/10, here's our 3/10, 1, 2, 3 times is just equals 9/10. So that's the first, I can't talk today. The first method we're going to use for multiplying whole numbers and decimals is using a place value chart. So what I want you to do is, I'm going to give you a problem, and I'll leave this chart up here on the screen to help you, but I want you to multiply, let's do 4 times 5/10. Get a piece of paper and pencil and tell me what 4 times 5/10 would be. All right, if you use the place value chart, so you just do 5/10, 5 in the tens place, right? 4 times. So you add up the 5/10, and you end up with, keep in mind, it's going to be a 20, right? 4 times is 20. Remember, you have to move that 2 over one spot. So 4 times 5/10 is equal to 2, or 2.0. Hopefully you got that. The other method we're going to use to help solve multiplying whole numbers and decimals is an area model. And you guys were really good with area models last year with whole numbers, and it's the exact same thing you did last year. You just have a decimal that you have to put in. So I am going to draw my area model, and take your first number, you put it over here. You only have one number on that side, but then we have 1, 2, 3 numbers we're multiplying by, so we have to divide up our area model into 3 sections over here. So the difference between the whole numbers and a decimal is obviously the decimal point. So this first number is a 2. It's a whole number, so you can put it there. Our second number is 3/10, so you have to put that, the decimal 3. And then our third number, right, is 400ths, and we write 400ths with the decimal 0.4. So now, using the area model, there's a couple ways you can do it. So you know this is the number I'm going to multiply by this one, and this one. So 6 times 2 is 12. No problem. All right. Then you're going to do 6 times 3/10. So you have an option. You can go back to that place value chart. Whoa, sorry, craziness. You can go back to the place value chart and do 6 3/10 and add them up. That is absolutely an option. In fact, I think that's what I do for right now. I'll get you into the algorithm next time. But so there's 6 times 3/10, and so you'd add those up, and you'd get 18 or 1 8/10. Then you do the same thing with 6 times 0.04 or 400ths. Remember, you have to copy the number exactly 6 times. All right, now I can add. So 6 4s is 24. I carry my 2, bring my decimal straight down. And then remember, with the area model, once you've done the multiplication, now I want to add this number, and this number to get my total. So I stack my numbers. Keep in mind here, a whole number that has an invisible decimal point after it. So be like that, 12, 12.0. Now I can stack my 1 8/10, lining up the decimals, and 24 hundredths. I add, and I get 14 400ths. Okay, I'm going to give you one to try. Actually, I'm going to give you 2 to try. Sorry, I take it back. I am losing my mind today. You already did one of these, so I'm going to give you one of these to solve with an area model. I'll leave this picture on the screen to help you. I'll give you smaller numbers too. Let's do 3 times 2 and 31 hundredths. I want you to use an area model and see if you can solve this problem right here. All right, so hopefully you drew your area model. Your whole number goes there, and then you list your 3 numbers on top. So that's a 2. There's your decimal 3, so 3/10. Then you have decimal, you have 1/100th. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3/10 is 9/10. And then last, you have 1/100th times 3, which gives you 300ths. And then once you do your multiplication, remember, you add up your numbers inside the area model. Don't forget to put that invisible decimal that's behind your 6, so you can line them up. Or remember, you can use a place value chart. If you forget to put that decimal there, put your numbers in a place value chart to add, like we did a couple lessons ago. And then you end up with, hopefully, you got 6 93 hundredths. All right, so use this video to help you when you do your independent practice.